It's only 6:30 in the morning here in Melbourne, Australia. I woke up from I would call it a dream, but verging on a nightmare. Just literally soaked through with sweat. Um, got up to use the bathroom and figured I may as well just have a shower now. Hence the wet curly hair. There's a very direct line coming from my ceiling light, so hopefully it doesn't screw up this video. But the sun's only just coming up now and the birds have started chirping, so I figured I'd make a video now. One, to remind myself that I actually can stay awake or stay up when I wake up, even if it is 5:45 in the morning. The other, because I really wanted to talk about what I spoke about yesterday. Firstly, to anyone, if I have offended you by the way I spoke yesterday, sometimes my communication doesn't come out quite right, depending on where I'm at. Yesterday was a funky day. I definitely wouldn't say I was depressed. I'm starting to think my shrink has something, it might be on the right path with the whole I'm lonely. I couldn't stop picturing Boss dying yesterday because, you know, he's 9 years old now. He's had cancer for, he's had surgery for cancer 3 times. And he's what makes me feel like I'm not alone. So that was playing on my mind. Another thing playing on my mind was this whole BPD people get judged way worse. The more I thought about it, the more I was able to go, okay, so we're putting me in the same category of, like, say, antisocial people, people, psychopaths and things like that. They're all personality disorders, right? Antisocial personality disorder. But the more I thought about it, the more I was like, okay, so this is making more sense. Obviously, I was diagnosed a very long time ago, over 10 years now, and I do remember when I was first diagnosed, just going from one extreme to the other, which is literally a BPD symptom, being from like, oh my god, I freaking knew it, I am crazy, and laughing my head off like a crazy woman, to bawling my eyes out going, oh my god, I actually can't believe this is happening. Knowing I've got it obviously helps me to regulate and deal with the symptoms. I would say that I'm very lucky in the sense that I'm spiritual and I've been through an awakening. I have managed to, what I would say, cure my fear of abandonment. You cannot spend the amount of time that I do alone and be afraid to lose people, because there's not really anyone to lose, you know. And my very close friends say Grant and Graham, you know, Grant works full time 2 times, like he's got 2 jobs basically. Graham lives on the other side of the city, so we're an hour away from each other, and he's currently unwell. So yeah, yesterday I mentioned the neighbour. The neighbour did try to contact me after what happened. I was just literally crying my eyes out when he messaged the following day asking for a catch up, and I just couldn't do it. And that's where it ended, I guess. I will say I was bored out of my brain yesterday. Watching Netflix all day doesn't suit me. I know I joke about it and the fact that I could do that. I actually couldn't do that. I would drive myself absolutely bonkers. But again, this is no disrespect to those who truly cannot push themselves like I can, because we're talking 10 years now. It's taken a long time to get me to this point. I mean, obviously I've spoken about the fact that, you know, I was told I'd never work again when I was 26. That led to smoking some ice. Didn't actually know what ice was at the time, and that then led to smoking ice a lot, around the clock, all day, every day for years. Because, it kept me alive. This is not me saying it's a good thing. I would 100% say to people, please don't do it. Please don't do it. It's not worth it. I'm well over 5.5 years off it, so I'm very grateful for that. I do believe that I can help people who may be in that situation simply because I've been there. But I spent years being unable to even function or do anything, and I take everything really, really slowly now, so it's a lot sort of more manageable. For years, even when I first started uni, I felt so guilty. It's the guilt. It's always the guilt. Like, if you were raised the way that I was, I mean, you wouldn't be able to blame me, you know? I love my mum and my family very much, but I'm the only one willing to actually admit that I have issues. I'm okay with that. The whole borderline thing, being judged before I'm spoken to, yeah, it's playing on my mind. Of course it is. Especially since I'm not shy about the fact that I have borderline. Like, my mum thinks that I how did she put it? My entire life revolves around my illnesses. Well, technically they do. I mean, technically I have so bloody many of them that my life actually, like, I am made up of all of this stuff. Like, all my mental illnesses, my physical illnesses, my personality, my traits, my interests, my passion, whatever it is, they're all bundled up and they make me. And this is who I am. Quite frankly, I'd rather spend the rest of my life completely and utterly in solitude, talking to myself, to my camera, than having to pretend for one more second that I'm not who I am. And who I am is made up of all of that crap. I think I'm doing really well. Like I've said in a video, when I was first diagnosed, I was told I had every single possible symptom. So there was 9 in the DSM, and I had every single one so bad. It was unbelievable. And to be where I'm at from that, I'm proud. I'm really happy. And I mean, that's why this whole thing started. I couldn't just keep doing nothing because I knew I would die. And I really don't want to. I really don't. I truly believe I will live a very long time. It's just that I'd like to live that the rest of my life without having to constantly think about the other thing, you know? But yeah, I finished what I was watching. So I literally binged the entire 5 seasons of You, Me, Her from when I introduced Graham to it last Thursday to yesterday, which is, yeah, well, actually what's today? Today's Saturday, so in a week. This is hence why I was going to get rid of both of my televisions instead of just one, but, you know, there are days where I'm going to actually need to do nothing. Yesterday wasn't one of them. Yesterday I could have done something and I chose not to. And I think that's, again, why it was playing on my mind more. Because I wasn't satisfied just lying on my bed watching Netflix. And it was almost like I was making myself. And I don't really understand why anyone would do that. And it's not just anyone, it's me. So clearly there's an awful lot for me to still figure out. Like I've been saying, I'm pretty sure it'll take me right up until my deathbed to get there, but at least I'm trying, right? So it's a new day, and it's nice out. It's meant to be cool today for like the one day in the 2-week span, but I'm happy. I'm going to wrap this up now, and I want to go and read some of my textbook, simply because it's actually freaking interesting. What I learn, what I study, I love it. I study it because I love it. And yeah, it's 6:39 in the morning on Saturday, the 29th of January 2022, and I'm feeling good. And I really hope that others out there who may see this are too. And if you're not, that you can hear me when I say, it will get better. We are all going through our own bullshit, but there are people like me who genuinely care about everybody else who's completely alone or not alone or whoever, wherever. It doesn't matter. There are people that care. So that's me for right now, and maybe I'll make another video. We'll see, but I'm hoping today goes well.